Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. I am JD, a licensed cosmetologist in the state of Michigan. I specialize in natural hair, protective styling, and just overall the health and maintenance of our natural hair. I do hair care videos, DIY videos for hairstyles, beauty. I also do day in the life hairstylist vlogs, weekly vlogs. And I also give business tips for new beginner stylists or business owners in the beauty industry. Just my insight. Consider me y'all virtual mentor, bestie, big sis, whatever the case is. I have been licensed 3 years, so I like to consider myself fairly new still in the industry, but I've learned a lot. I work for myself. This is my full-time job. This is my passion. This is my career. I love it here. So if that interests you and if you would like to see my content, then of course make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an upload. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey girl, hey boo, I love to see you. Yes, I do. I always say it so you know it's real. I love to see y'all back. This video, as y'all can tell by the title, we are talking all things cosmetology state board. I haven't seen a video like this one yet explaining in detail what to expect when you go in for your state board. I am based in Michigan, so everything that I am saying pertains to Michigan. All the links in the description are pertaining to Michigan. So of course, disclaimer, if you are located anywhere else, make sure you check your state requirements. And the exact thing I want to say is pretty much the same concept, because overall we are learning the same thing. We're all going for the same thing, but it might be some tweaks and peaks and different things pertaining to where you are located. So just be sure to actually research where you are from, the requirements there. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to make it quick. I'm trying to make it cute. I have 5 bulletins. We try to keep it 5 and cute, okay? We try to do 5 and thrive. So starting out, of course, the first thing, you of course have to be a registered student. You will definitely have to be at the end of your program, finishing up your program, finishing up the hours, and there's a requirement for us to have 1,500 hours in total. And I don't know the exact number of MPAs, which is minimal practical applications, that we actually do throughout beauty school. You have to have all that stuff completed, and essentially what you do is have your instructors register you towards the end of your graduation. And by the time you graduate, you should be registered. You should have paid or close or set up to pay for the fees and everything. I will list some pictures on the screen, and like I said, links in the description box. So make sure you always check out the description box, because there'll be some goodies in there and some more stuff like that I might miss to add in the video. Starting out, number 1, you register for your test and you pay your fees. So it's $167 total. So each test, I want to say, is $93. So you have your practical and then you have your theory portion of your test. And like I said, normally, like for me, when I finished cosmetology, about 2 weeks prior to my end date, we actually registered within the website, created the account, which is PSI.exams, and I set up all my information, and my instructors actually transferred and like filled out whatever they had to fill out. So I was set up and ready to go to schedule my test when I completed my program. I did take my test, I think 2 weeks after I completed my program. I think between 2 and 4 weeks after I completed my program, but I had the options to go in there, set it up depending on my schedule, the hours that they had available, and what worked best for me. Number 2 will definitely be actually what to expect as far as when you go into the testing. So when you go into the testing, it is pretty serious. It is a state board test. So for the state of Michigan, I am testing with the state of Michigan, the Board of Cosmetology, to essentially tell them like, hey, I know this information. I would like my license in the state of Michigan. Thank you, please. Yes. You have theory portion. So the theory portion will be, I have my notes too. So the theory portion is 100 questions. You have an hour to complete that portion. You have to pass with a 70% or higher. Of course, anything lower than the 70%, you fail. And fun fact, I did fail my first ever state board test. I keep saying I'm gonna do a video on it, but I promise I'm really gonna do a video. Failing my first state board test. I have everything, my pictures, exactly what I missed. And I wanna say I failed by like 3% or 2%. It was something like really close. So I wrote down every percent that they touch on in the actual theory portion from the PSI exam website. It will be linked below so you can actually look in detail and see exactly what it is for you to know. Or what they want you to know. So 25% of the test is sanitation, disinfecting, and safety. 20% of the test is hair coloring. Another 20% of the test is chemical texture service. 10% is hair cutting and styling. 8% is skincare. Another 8% is nail care. Another 6% is licensing. And then 3% is shampooing and conditioning. So those are all the subjects that you will get in multiple choice. It's not in order, it's at random, whatever, you know, question that you get. But essentially, that is something to know. Your theory is a big portion. Of course, your theory is 50% of your portion. So with theory, the best bet to prepare for theory is, of course, keep all like your exams, your review sheets, all of your testing that you did in cosmetology school, keep that. Like I said, I said in a previous video, I went to a teaching school, so they were really like consistent teaching us how to pass our state boards, and we tested every week, and we always did reviews together. We always did like fun little stuff to help us remember protocols, rules, and what it was we needed to know as far as the exam goes. Number 3 is the practical portion. So the practical portion is, I want to say they give you 3 hours and 10 minutes for the practical portion, and you have to pass the practical portion, which is the hands-on portion, with 75% or higher. And you do have, I want to say 136 points to range from, so you can get anywhere from, you know, 0 to 136 points as far as everything pertaining to practical, actually showing them a service. So for example, you have to do pre-setup and disinfection as far as a practical portion of that exam. They want to see you set up. They want to see the trash bag in the trash can. They want to see the alcohol bottle labeled alcohol. They want to see how you drape the mannequin. And then with practical, you do use a mannequin. They used to allow you to bring in an actual guest, but that stopped so long ago because people will sometimes, you know, have a test schedule and their model wouldn't be able to make it, or things would happen with people coming on test day, so they just switched it over to using a mannequin. Honestly, I think that's best too, because that is really pretty much how we learn in school a lot, is with the mannequins. Especially in the beginning, all we do is work on mannequins until we actually pass a certain point in cosmetology to where we can start working on clients and real people. Each service is timed between 10 to 20 minutes depending on the service. But you do have 3 hours and 10 minutes, so that goes to show you just how long it'll take you to complete those 12 services. It's pretty detailed when you get into the practical portion, because you are actually, that's where you know, not only, you know, you're knowledgeable about it by doing the theory, so you answering the questions, but practical is actually showing them like, okay, she knows how to do a figure 8 curl, she knows how to do a manicure, she knows how to, you know, properly discard of a chemical service application. Fourth thing to know about going to take your state board, you have to arrive normally 30 minutes before your test, and there will be anywhere between 10 to 15 candidates in the same testing room. There's like no talking. It's so serious, y'all, like serious. It gets so intense. And if you are anything like me, I am not a test taker. I definitely suffer from test anxiety. There's no doubt about it. So it's really quiet. You are really in it. Like, they don't say a word. They're not allowed to even like essentially like talk to you. Like, the instructors are not allowed to talk to you, and these are people that you do not know. They're the ones watching and writing down everything that you do, and as you do each service. And last thing to expect during the testing, you get your results the same day, except for practical. I do believe they mail you or email you your practical portion, but once you pass your theory portion, they'll let you know you passed, and you will get a form that says, you know, you've passed and completed the cosmetology state board exam and you are now licensed, and it'll show you the picture that you took. When you do go in for your testing as well, I forgot to mention this earlier, you do have to take your picture for your license. So the same picture that I took 3-4 years ago is the same picture that will pop up on my license. Everything pertaining to testing and testing day is pretty straightforward. For practical as well, they want to see that you have everything. There is a list full of items that you need in your bag to take for practical. And normally you I want to say you can schedule both tests on the same day, or you have to schedule each test on a different day. I can't quite remember because I did it like 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years at this point. My brain is a little foggy when it comes to that part. But you are going in, you are taking a test. It is really serious. It is really technical. And the best thing, you just have to be confident. Of course, you got to be confident. You have to be sure. Like I said, with test anxiety, don't second guess yourself, because 9 times out of 10, you know it. And the moment you second guess yourself, you messing yourself up. Because I went in for my second test, my theory portion, and I passed. So I knew the information. I was just nervous. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like disheveled and just like in shambles before I even started taking the test because of what happened prior to testing. So if y'all want to see that, stay tuned. I'm gonna drop that randomly. I'm gonna drop it randomly because I keep telling y'all, like, you know, if y'all want to see it, let me know. And so many people have said, girl, what's the story? Give us the tea. What happened when you failed your first test? That's pretty much it though, pertaining to everything testing, y'all. That is pretty much it. That's pretty much what you can expect when you go in to test for your state board exam. No pressure, y'all. As long as you prepare, you have all your study materials and all your material from school, you will be a-okay. Everything is gonna be fine. Everything is gonna work out. You just have to be confident. And like I said, once you complete the cosmetology program and it is time to test and it is time to go take your state board, do it as soon as you can. Do it as soon as possible, because that information is still fresh. The sooner you can test, the best it is, as far as results and going in to pass. And that's pretty much it. I think I touched on everything as far as like what to expect when you go and take a test. But of course, if I missed something or you're wondering about something, just leave me a comment, let me know, and I will respond back to you, of course. And the last thing I will say too, make sure that you double check, triple check, and quadruple check what are the requirements as far as what you can wear. What do you need to bring on testing day? Of course, you need a proof of ID. I can't specifically remember if you needed any like document or paperwork, but you need proof of ID. Make sure that you have all your tools. Make sure you keep a pen and a pencil. You might as well leave your phone in the car, in a purse. You can't have them at the testing site because they don't want any phones or electronics. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as everything that I can remember or that's important enough to tell y'all. So yeah, I hope this helped. I hope this gave you a little insight on what to expect. Hopefully it encouraged you to, if you are close to being done, if you are just now starting out though, you can even come back to this video and visit, and just make sure you take your test as soon as possible so you get that license. You worked hard for it, you deserve it. All the time, blood, sweat, and tears put into your cosmetology career. Listen, you deserve to go get licensed, be licensed, and all you have to do after that is just make sure you maintain your renewal license fee. That's it. You just have to renew your license. You don't have to do any further education if you don't choose to. You don't have to go back to school if you don't choose to. All you have to do is just pay to renew your license. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video.